This is LTV.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCarolus Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCarolusInsuranceAgency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
Hello and welcome to Inside Leominster. My name is Dean Mazzarella and I'm the mayor of the city of Leominster, and we're live this Thursday afternoon. Last week we were eating turkey. It was the Leominster game, breakfast at the Franco Vets, then the game. It was wet and a little bit chilly and a little bit, but we showed up and it was quite the game, and LTV was there to catch the game in case you haven't seen it yet. Just go to LTV, I guess, on demand or whatever, and it'll give you the game. And you watch it anytime from anywhere. Anyway, just as a quick reminder, if you are out tonight, the Festival of Trees is going on till 5:30 tonight. No charge. Just go into City Hall. If you go into the auditorium, Festival of Trees. So we're open every day till 4, 5:30 on Thursday nights. And then the weekends 11 to 3, although the concert this weekend with the Colonial Band, it'll probably end about 1:30 or so. But on the day of the festival, you can get in there pretty early. We'll be there most of the day. So anyway, our phone number, 978-534-1626. I don't see the art blinking light today, and I haven't heard from him. So hope everything's okay. I don't think he's out playing golf today. I had a little bit of snow overnight. It was wet and heavy, good snowball, snow, man-making snow. And then later during the day, halfway through the day, started to pick up a little wind. Temperature started to drop. Just be careful out there because anything that's wet is going to freeze. And then tonight and tomorrow going to be cool, or should I say cold? But the wind is going to make the temperatures feel a lot lower. And, the wind may help dry things out, but also by morning, with the temperatures dropping, could freeze over, and you want to be very careful out there. So Festival of Trees tonight till 5:30, every other day. That goes right until the 19th. 19th at 6 o'clock at night will be the last day. You can also bid on these trees. This is like a man's dream. You can buy a tree, bid on it, pick it up on the 19th, they'll shrink wrap it for you, throw it over your shoulder, carry it outside the building, put it in your truck or your SUV or whatever, and you got a tree. Unwrap it and voila. No decorating the tree, nothing. And when people come over, they'll be like, wow, did you decorate that tree? And you can say, absolutely. Also, next week, our programming change. Next Thursday night, Santa will be here. That's right. We booked this last year. So Santa will be here next week, 5:30, right? 5:30 to 6:30. So get the fish sticks and fries ready early. 5 o'clock or so. Get the kids all ready. Get them all snuggled up, and get them in front of the TV set. Get a phone in front of them. Call up, and we'll have Santa on 534-1626. Is that Art? Caller, welcome to the show.
It's Crystal. It's Crystal.
You're early tonight.
Yeah. Since our buddy's not on no more.
Yeah, I don't know. He'll be on. Just he's in the middle of moving, so he'll be on later.
Mark's on vacation.
He is.
I don't know where.
I wonder if he went anywhere special.
Yeah.
Probably just somewhere quiet.
So I did carts today.
You did? You went out and grabbed carts?
Yeah, I helped Bridget today.
It used to be my favorite job, is running out to get carriages. unless it was.
I'll tell everyone you said hello.
All right, please do.
Take care.
All right, and we're
Bye.
off. Bye, Crystal. All right, 978-534-1626, and we're going to take a break, and we'll be talking about the Colonial Band, the 34th. I don't think I've missed one. 34th annual. I think we were at the Sheridan, or I'm trying to think. I know the Italian American Center, City Hall, but we'll find out because John DeCicco and Steve Piermarini are going to be here to talk to us about this 34th annual Leominster Colonial Band Holiday and Christmas concert. We'll be right back. And we're back here at Inside Leominster, 978-534-1626. And we get together on Thursday nights. Occasionally we get interrupted by things, conflicts and Thanksgiving, and sometimes there's a holiday on a Thursday. But nice job on a little tour, sneak preview of the Festival of Trees. Who did that? Scott? Take a bow, Scott.
Johannes did it.
Johannes did it? I don't know. Nobody wants to take. Johannes looks like somebody from, I don't know what, is it one of the Christmas shows? What am I thinking when I see him? Is it Frosty or something? Is there a character in Frosty the Snowman that?
Are you thinking of Rudolph?
Maybe it's Rudolph. There's something in there. So you could easily play. Next week when Santa comes, I want you out here front and center as an elf. He needs a little assistance. Anyway, next week, 5:30 to 6:30 live right here. Call in. It's the only place you can call in and see Santa and talk to Santa from your living room. There is no other place that you can do that. Anyway, the answer has been answered. I posed the question. So where did this all start in the 34th Annual Leominster Colonial Band Christmas Concert? My guests, Steve Piermarini and John DeCicco. And welcome.
Thank you.
30, I haven't missed one.
Good to be back.
How's that?
I can't think of you missing one.
I didn't. I said 34, and even before I was mayor, I came to the concerts.
Yeah.
And 34 years. That's amazing.
Yeah,
We were all like 20.
Yeah, we're a lot younger then.
Closer to it, that's for sure.
Imagine that. That's crazy.
It is.
Yeah, we started at the, what was then the Sheraton.
So I was right. I said Sheridan.
Yep, and then we moved to the Italian, what used to be the Italian
Cultural Center.
Cultural Center.
Yeah, on Lancaster Street.
And then when they no longer existed, we moved to City Hall, and we're so grateful to have that beautiful space with all of the Festival of Trees. It's really been
We have like a list of people that are looking to come in, and sometimes there's a conflict.
Yeah.
You know, the elections this year, nobody could even get in until November, where the whole everything is tied up and until after the election, and then it's freed up, and then it's Veterans Day, so anybody that set up anything had to take them down. So right after Veterans Day this year, we got the Festival of Trees because people want it up longer because they want to not only be able to get to see it, but not everybody makes it in for Christmas.
Right.
So some people make it in for Thanksgiving, so that that long weekend, that long week, we get a chance to keep the hall open, and lots of people get to see it that otherwise wouldn't. So plus people bid on the trees and everything. But it's a nice venue for a concert, and we have the Thayer New England Youth Ensemble that's going to be performing there next week sometime during the week, like 6:30 next Wednesday or Thursday,
nice.
I want to think.
Very nice.
Not next. No, it's not. Is it next Wednesday? I don't know. I got it in my notes here. But so people are hearing about the Festival of Trees, and while they're in there, like, this would be kind of a cool place to do there's a small group from the Neshoba that's going to do a concert in there. And they're like, wow, this is a really cool place to do it. So
You have to squeeze them in.
yeah, so our goal is to have something eventually almost every day. So we have gingerbread house making. I mean, there's the stroll. We make a thing where kids make a gingerbread and then slap it on the gingerbread house. We have this huge house. I think it's the size of a shed. It's so big. And they put it together, and the kids put glue on it and then slap it together. And that's the same day as the stroll. So anyway, coming up. So we have the stroll on Saturday, good night's sleep Saturday night. And then Sunday, it's the big one, the 34th annual Christmas concert.
Yeah, we have a couple of little surprises.
Yeah, you like those surprises.
I do. I have to admit, I like doing something different. Having something that's a little different at each one. Because if people come year after year, they don't want to see the same show.
No.
So
You can only sing Rudolph so many times.
That's right.
And 30-piece band.
35, actually.
35 now?
Yeah, it's 35 for this concert.
And unbelievably talent from everywhere.
Yeah, it's truly amazing. We lost one of our trumpet players due to a scheduling conflict just the other day, and he got a replacement, and the
One
replacement,
of those something came up things.
yeah, and his replacement is just a superb player. So it's nice that we have this rich. This rich collection of musicians
And a reputation, so people say, "Oh, I'll fill in."
Yeah,
Absolutely.
well, he
count
can
me
tell you
in.
about
Yeah,
that because he does the.
That's the absolute truth. It's really the reputation of the band itself, and a lot of that credit goes to Steve, because Steve has brought the Colonial Band literally into the 21st century through his conductorship, and in doing so, and offering challenging programs for the musicians too. It's not just about not to take anything away from, obviously we're there for the audience, but you have to also be cognizant as a music director, which Steve is, of course, of what the musicians are in need of as well. These same musicians that perform with us perform all over the area, all over Massachusetts for that matter, especially at this time of the year. And for them to just come in and play the same music in every venue is not challenging.
Exciting.
It's not exciting.
No.
It's not exciting. And so when Steve programs these little tidbits and special pieces, it kind of brings the whole level of the organization up. It brings the musicianship that we have right to the forefront, and it really showcases the talent we have. I don't want to give anything away. We happen to have one gentleman who's coming in to do one particular piece as a soloist, and the other night when he got off the stage after the rehearsal, he turned to me and said, "The band just played this this piece for the first time?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Wow." He said, "That's amazing." He said, "You guys have a phenomenal group of musicians. What a talented group of musicians to be able to read this chart, this piece of complicated music
Right away.
and do it,
Home run.
one take. I mean, it was literally one take, and they were done.
Well, that's
We were
because
done the
Steve said,
rehearsal.
"Hey, if you get this right the first time, you can go home."
Get an extra cookie.
No, not that quick. But no, I mean, and this gentleman in his own right is a phenomenal musician. He's sought after all over the state of Massachusetts as well. So, musicians recognize the caliber of who they're performing with, what they're being asked to do, but they jump at the opportunity. Like I say, when we do have a situation where somebody has to beg off this particular concert, they're really heartbroken because they enjoy it so
they look
much.
forward to it.
They do.
Do we have any clips back there of the Colonial Band concert from last year? No?
No.
Calling me up. So, you know, that's the thing.
Are you guys on YouTube or anything?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
There's
we could just
YouTube. There's some
pump one
YouTube.
up on
if,
YouTube.
if you
Yeah.
go on Internet Archive,
Internet Archives. I'm on that all the time.
that's where Jane is putting a lot of the
Oh, okay.
the old tapes.
Yeah.
So
I go on there for old radio shows. I listen to a lot of stuff,
I
and
like
I watch
old radio
stuff.
too.
Yeah, I listen to like stuff. It's endless with the stuff that's on there. Internet Archives. Internet Archives. If you're looking for anything, I guess pretty much anything you could ever imagine is just Google Internet Archives, and it's endless. The amount of things that are on there. And the other thing I have to say, not just because Steve's here, and I do say it to whoever's sitting around me, is when you go to a concert, get your cap and gown ready, because it's like a college course in music. At the end, you're like, wow, because he tells a little story about each composition, right? And then he always sneaks in things, John, that you didn't know. So it's like, yeah, I knew that. I knew that. And then all of a sudden he tells you a story about something you never knew about.
So I
Right?
don't know if I ever
I
told
like
you
that.
this, but this all comes from when I was a student at Berkeley. We had music history at 9 a.m. on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
And
Wake me up for the ball game.
it was tough.
History,
And, you know, God bless the instructor who had the most challenging job on earth. But the way he captured our attention was by, you know, he'd have a slide up of a Renaissance painting that went along with a composition that we were listening to, and he'd make a crack about the person in the painting, or he would tell a backstory about this composer was fooling around with this other composer's wife. So he always had this way of tying something interesting into the
That
kind
kept
of
you
droll.
awake.
Kept your
It kept
attention.
us
And
awake.
it made you want to get to class at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Friday.
Well, it captured my attention. I didn't know about my
Well,
fellow students, but
I know what you mean, though. I had Mrs. Rooney for English when we had double sessions at the end of the day. And she was such a nice lady, and she had a certain gift about making English, taking a course that probably 80% of the kids wish they didn't have to take.
right.
This time of year, the buses would pull up and sit out front, and the lights were on. So it was a long day, you know. And if you were a morning person, it was okay. But no, I should say if you were a night person.
Right.
But like me, I was up early, and I'm like, 4 or 5 in the afternoon. It's like I've been up for 12 hours here, you know.
I used to watch Sergeant Bilko, the Phil Silvers show, in the morning.
Yeah.
Before I went.
Who was the guy in Bilko, his like sergeant or his assistant? What was that guy's name?
We had two. One was Corporal Barbello, who was played by Harvey Lembeck.
Yeah, and who's
the
the
other
other
one was, I believe it was his first big role, Alan Melvin, who he played Corporal. It'll come to me. But of course, he was
They were funny.
everything. He
Those
was
guys were
in
funny.
the Brady Bunch,
Yeah.
Andy Griffith. He was in, All in the Family. He was in everything.
That's right. The whole show was funny, Bilko.
It was a great show.
Today it would be a low budget.
It was low budget then.
Yeah.
And even Fibber McGee and Molly and all those, they weren't high budget.
No.
Some of them played 2 and 3 different parts. What's going on?
We got that clip.
Hey, they got a clip. Let's go.
Wow.
Look at us. Moving us to the 20th century. We got a clip. Let's watch, in case you've never been to a concert. And the other nice thing is, it starts at 2 in the afternoon.
Yes.
And when we used to have
Perfect timing.
concerts late at night, or 6, 7 at night, it's just too late for some
It
people.
is.
And it's dark. All right, let's get some volume. And
There I am.
there he is
Yeah,
telling
there
the
you are,
story.
Telling a story.
Of the birth of its composer. So British composer Ralph Vaughan Williams was born in, whatever 150 years ago was, 1862? 72, thank you. He was born, and he wrote this next piece in 1919. but it wasn't premiered until a few years later, 1922, by a military band in England. But this has become one of the real staples of the concert band medium. If you've been to a lot of concert band concerts, you certainly will be familiar with this piece. We've done it before at Carter Park, and we've done it here at the Christmas show, but not for a while, so we thought we'd bring it back. This is the English Folk Song Suite. This is in 3 movements, so we ask that you please hold your applause until the very end of the 3rd movement. You'll know when that is.
And we're back here. So a little taste of what some of the songs that you might hear, but you have a Wizard of Oz song that you'll be performing.
We'll be doing a wonderful medley, and we don't do it enough. We've had it in our library for years. But it's a medley of 5 songs from The Wizard of Oz. We're Off to See the Wizard, Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead, Merry Old Land of Oz, If I Only Had a Brain, and Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Yeah, tuba solo.
If I Only Had a Brain.
So we'll be doing that. The song that John was alluding
Where
to.
I come from, there are people that go to school and study where they do nothing but think all day. And when they get out of school, they get a master's degree in thinkology.
Right.
Isn't that the best?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Thinkology. You remember that? That was like one of the best lines.
Great movie. Great movie. We'll be doing a brand new arrangement of Here We Come a-Caroling. It's hard to believe, we've been doing this concert for 34 years.
And you've never played that song.
We've never done that
never
song.
done that
so we found a
particular
nice
Christmas
arrangement of it. We'll be starting with that.
Well, that's perfect for the Colonial Band, too.
And the song that we've got the added musician for, we added a bass saxophone
Aha.
for Turkey in the Straw.
I've never heard Turkey in the Straw.
And you've heard it.
I have?
Oh,
yeah. That's the name of that song?
That's the name of it.
Da-da-da. Yeah.
And so we brought in a bass saxophone to do some of the little solos in
Look
it.
at you guys.
Yeah.
See, John's retired now. He can seek out.
I'm retired now.
No, he's
Oh,
the
are
one.
you? Did you retire?
He retired.
September,
Yes,
yeah.
he did. So
And how many years did you work?
all total, 40.
I think 42.
Yeah.
32
Yeah,
years.
42.
42 years.
Yeah.
And how about you, John?
35 teaching, all teaching. Yeah.
That's a long time.
But this gentleman who's coming in is a friend
Did
of
you
Steve's.
teach
He's-
music, John?
No.
No?
I taught industrial arts.
Yeah, that's what I
tech
thought.
ed.
I was like,
Yeah.
it's a good gig though, teaching music though.
Yeah.
If people are interested in what you're doing and not taking it as a filling class.
Oh, no, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's very challenging.
I did it for 18 years, and that was enough
Yeah.
for me.
So you retired. So you both can now start seeking out other.
I don't want to seek out anything.
Well,
No,
but it's
so you
taken,
can-
it's taken the pressure off of him because he was running from a job 5 o'clock
Yeah.
to be
No,
at a
I mean,
concert at 7.
you can seek
so-
out like other performers. Like if you wanted to bring somebody in
sure.
like
Oh,
this,
yeah.
this person, you'll have the time to
Well.
kind of say, you know what, let's do this, and we'll go out and recruit somebody for.
Well, Steve's always done that, even
Yeah.
under the
I know, but
constraints
now
of
you
working.
retire,
but
you'll be able to-
now at least it's not so much pressure on him.
Yeah,
but he's always done above and beyond for the band to make us stand out like that and
Well,
find these people.
978-534-1626 if you have any questions, and if maybe you're not in the Christmas spirit just yet.
You will be.
And this
will be
is-
Sunday.
You will be
You will
Sunday.
be
so
Sunday.
it's free.
Yes.
It's free, and they do take donations, right? They do take donations.
Not so much
not
at the door.
concert itself.
No. You take donations.
donations are welcome.
Sponsorships.
Yeah.
If people are
Oh,
interested
absolutely.
in
In fact-
sponsoring them.
They can donate online.
Yeah.
www.colonialband.org.
Org at the end.
And you can donate right online now.
There you go.
That's a recent development.
Yeah.
So one of the things we'll be doing is talking about wanting to make the programs a little different each time. I found out earlier this year that this particular song called Santa Claus Blues was celebrating its 100th anniversary. It was written 100 years ago this year.
Wow.
And it's a very obscure song. Not a lot of people know it. It was favored by Dixieland bands back in the 20s. And some Dixieland bands still play it. But it's pretty much been forgotten. And I decided we would
You're bringing it
celebrate.
back.
We're bringing it back.
All
so I
right.
wrote an arrangement for the band. And we're going to be featuring our principal clarinetist, Joe Pisano. He's going to play clarinet on it. I'm going to play a little trombone.
He's good, huh? You featured him a few
he's
concerts this summer.
Joe's
Guy's
a great
good.
player.
This is, I'm telling you, get away from the stores. There's a time and a place for that.
Yeah.
This happens once a year. And unfortunately, at least for us, we start talking about this in July.
Yes.
You know, and for you and Montezuma Corral, they start practicing in August. So we're always like a season ahead. It's like we're grown poinsettias. You know, you got to start, and
Yeah.
as soon as as soon as you put the the geraniums away, we're already starting on the next phase of the next events. And so there's a lot of planning that goes into everything. And so when it actually comes and actually starts, and it could be the breakfast with the bands, and then the game, and then it just keeps going.
Yeah.
And there's no stop. So for a lot of people, it's hard to break away from that. You know, sort of the corporate madness.
Yeah.
And this is something you'll remember. You'll leave with a special feeling. And occasionally, we have left City Hall and it's been snowing.
Yeah.
Not a lot, just enough to put the touch on it. And we should have, I believe the lights will be on downtown and at the library. And yeah, it's Norman Rockwell-ish.
It certainly
absolutely
is.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. We'll keep, if you guys don't mind staying.
Sure.
No.
We'll take a short break if we can back there. You got something queued up? We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Takes his time, looks out to his right, pass caught Ryan Ricker, still on his feet, breaks through the first tackle, and he's got room to run to the 20, the 10, and again a two-play touchdown drive for the Blue Devils. Snap is good, they're gonna Reyes again, he's got a hole on the right side. Still on his feet, he's got a first down, still going! And once again, two plays.
2 is the magic number today, apparently. But again, Reyes back-to-back great runs, just hard and physical. That time, breaks through a couple tackles. He sees, hey, there's no corner that kept his lane out there. So you know what? All I have to do is make it to the second level. If I break out of this tackle, make it down that right sideline.
Always stacking that open side. Jet sweep, play action, pass, intercepted by a Blue Devil. It's Parisi. And he's got room to run to the right side. Will he return this all the way? No one to beat, and he will. Owen Parisi.
Gonna
Counter to Cora, and this one will only take one play. Touchdown, Xavier Cora. Blue Devils in the all-time matchup, now 73, 61, and 10. Further widening that margin, a 12-game difference now separates these teams. But for now, Blue Devils season ends on a 46-7 win in the 118th Thanksgiving Classic. For Liam Curtin and our LTV production crew, I'm Cody Roy. Have a happy Thanksgiving, happy Christmas, and we'll see you next season.
Out of town are unbelievable. And we're back here at Inside Leominster, and our phone number is 978-534-1626. And the Colonial Band has such a long history with so many. It obviously started with an Italian band, and it's kind of morphed into generations, right? For you,
for sure.
Yes.
you know, for a lot of families, it's generational.
Oh, yes.
It is.
And such history in the Colonial Band.
We began in 1910 with
I can't say I remember it.
A band of immigrants.
a band of
literally.
immigrants.
That's what it was.
led by Gaspare Bisceglia.
Yeah. Imagine that.
And we've kept it going ever since. You know, he was a taskmaster. He was from the old school.
Yeah.
You know, the old Italian school. He actually apprenticed as a bandmaster in San Giovanni, Italy. So he was.
You knew his stuff.
He was experienced when he came here.
He could handle these Italians.
It was
That was the other thing you needed to be able to do. But
That's the truth.
There was so many talented people, and Fraticelli's, and
Yep.
it just goes back.
Oh, the Fraticelli's had a rich history.
Yeah.
Fusco family. I mean,
Fusco.
the list the list just keeps going.
We won't mention them because for fear of forgetting somebody.
We'll leave
but-
Oh no,
people
no,
out,
yeah.
you
I
know.
mean, they come as you start thinking about it. You start
yeah.
thinking of the. What was Gene Koresha?
Oh,
And I remember one year, Gene was sitting in the audience, and I said, "Well, hey, Gene's getting up there, you know, maybe he just decided." He said, "I had some surgery done. I'm hoping I can come back."
and he did.
And I thought, what's when you get older, it's harder to come back.
Yes.
And then he did.
He did.
Which was just to
Yeah.
be there at that concert. I know his whole family was there, but
Yeah.
anybody that knew Gene and knew about his history was there.
Yeah.
And we witnessed his comeback.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was the
It was
greatest.
remarkable.
Yeah.
Gene was, in so many ways, as a mentor to the younger players, as a
person.
soloist, as a person.
Yeah.
His attitude and his character were just infectious.
He was a good guy. He was a
was a
good
good
human
person.
being.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Just
the
spending
best.
5 minutes with
Yeah.
him. And it was a treasure.
Yeah.
And he inspired me so much because, he'd go through these occasional health issues and he'd say, "No, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back." And he always did, until the very end. He played until the very end.
I remember going down to Sunrise Assisted Living, and there's your sister and your father playing down there.
Yeah.
And I thought, another precious moment,
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
These are like unforgettable moments in my life,
Yeah.
at least. Because I was there to see it. I just come walking around the corner, there was some event down there, and I hear some singing and piano playing, and there they are.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, this is, you couldn't arrange this.
My dad loved to play. He loved music, and he loved sharing it. To be a bit candid, I have always felt that it's something that I missed out on. My father made sure that we understood, we meaning his children, we understood that, music was to be enjoyed. That we shared music in the house. And we did. But it's something that I never really did in my own house with my own kids. Part of it was because, my father played the piano. When you can play the piano, you can.
Yeah, but you had a lot of kids in your house. Were there like people? Was it like being at Berkeley, where there was music coming from every room?
Well, not in my own home because my son played violin for a short time.
in the
when I was growing up.
Piermarini house.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness!
You had to book their basement.
Yeah.
a week
That's what
in
I'm
advance.
saying.
If
It must have
you
been
wanted
like
to rehearse
Berkeley.
in the
Yeah,
basement, you had to find a day
Yeah.
because there was somebody using it every.
When Steve, myself, and his wife Judy now were in high school, we started a big band, and we had to rehearse our band on Sunday afternoon because that was the only open time.
It's amazing.
In the Piermarini
So it's
basement.
It's like Berkeley.
Yeah, it
Walking
was.
through the halls,
It
and
was.
somebody singing, the piano playing
his
on,
as far as
the
I'm
banjo.
concerned, both his parents were saints because they lived through rock bands, they lived through everything, and fledgling musicians, wannabe musicians trying to come up their way.
Yeah, and that's not easy when they're
they
in
didn't
the-
have peace in their household because there was somebody in their basement almost 6 days a week.
But they never discouraged it.
No.
Never.
Right. Well, they're probably
gosh,
happy
yeah.
saying, you know
Oh,
what?
they were
They're
thrilled.
here.
They
They're in
know
our
where they
house.
are.
We know where they
Absolutely.
are. They're not out
No, they
doing
were
something
thrilled.
goofy. And they're down here, so you know what? Not a bad thing.
No.
They got to meet friends of their kids.
Absolutely.
Right.
And did you ever all play together? I think I remember time when almost all of you were together.
We did a
performing.
concert years ago. This is probably 30 years ago. At that white church in North Leominster, right after you go under the bridge,
Congregational.
Congregational.
Yeah.
Hospice.
with all of us. But I think that was the one and only time.
That you all got together.
Yeah.
Do you have a film of that?
I don't know.
With a brother
I
like
don't.
You'd have to ask Carl.
Carl's probably
would know.
got
Carl would be
something
the
out
one.
there. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
We came close. LTV did a Christmas special.
Yeah.
I think they called it a Piermarini Christmas or something like that. That had my father, my sister, Carl, myself, Gene.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got in there. And Jack Mangrazio.
Yeah, Jack, I remember that one.
Yeah.
And that came out pretty good. I like watching it at Christmas time.
Well, that's why I say that there are so many precious moments.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Think that you're performing with, when you're a young person and you're performing with some of these people who go back to the early 20s and 30s and we're out there performing.
When we stop to think about the the old timers that were in the band when we joined.
Yeah.
We were what, 14, 15?
Yeah.
when
You were 15, I was 16.
When we joined the band.
Sounds like a segment from Greece.
Yeah.
I was 14, you were 16.
And, there were these characters, we thought they were older than dirt, They were probably younger than we are now.
Right, of course.
But people like Joe Scarano and
Roger Pasquarelli.
Vito
Pete Frisco.
Tantillo. And,
But they were good.
Roger Pasquarelli.
yeah.
Oh, they
All
were
great.
fantastic.
Johns.
Patsy DeLibero,
Yeah.
Charlie Johns.
Yeah.
All these people that were.
And you were playing with them.
Yeah.
Larry's brother, Larry Koresha,
Larry
Gene's
Koresha,
brother,
yep.
played. George Kachidi.
Talk about characters.
Yeah, George
George
Kachidi.
Kachidi.
And that's where we cut our teeth.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Oh, absolutely not.
Well, anyway, you don't have to trade it for anything because coming up this Sunday, it's the 8th, just in case you catch this later, at City Hall, you'll catch the Festival of Trees and you'll catch the Colonial Band. And it's free, and you won't want to miss it. It starts at 2 o'clock, and you can sit in the balcony. Not many places left that you can sit in the balcony
I know.
and hear a performance.
No. A lot of our patrons enjoy actually sitting in the balcony.
Yeah.
They prefer to be in the balcony. They just like the sound, the ambience, and be able to see the trees from a distance. You're looking down.
Yeah.
You see that whole hall just full of trees.
The schools used to do the concerts, but it's got to the point they had to start splitting them up.
Yeah.
So it became, like a Monday, Tuesday, or a Wednesday, Thursday. So they had to split because the kids liked, they're in a cafetorium, and nothing against the auditorium at City Hall at the high school, but it's not City Hall.
It's not.
It doesn't have that Mechanics
No.
Hall feel to
No,
it.
it doesn't.
It's not
No, but-
nostalgic.
But what we're doing, this 34 years of doing this, actually stems from what we used to do in school.
Right.
We used to love that so much.
Your own personal memories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Getting out of class to put on this Christmas concert for our schoolmates. That was really
A big deal.
It was.
It was the impetus that kind of got us thinking about this.
There's a little special feeling you get in your belly there. It's kind of like a kid on Christmas morning,
Very much.
And I was saying a couple of weeks ago, I said the big thing used to be the lawn party. At the end of the year at Lancaster Street School, we had the lawn party. Now, looking back at it, there are a couple times I've seen some pictures and I'm like, I thought this thing was much bigger than that. I thought, it wasn't much, but boy, it was a
look
lot.
forward to it,
It was
when you're a
every
kid.
year. I'm like, wow, a lawn party. We had a lawn party. It was a big deal. Or a play they put on in the cafeteria. How many people started with their first play in the second or third grade
Yes.
and made it to the big leagues?
It's so important.
Yes.
People don't realize how critical full-rounded arts education is
Yeah.
because you don't know what kids you're going to catch. And it's not just performing arts, things like industrial arts
Yeah.
or whatever, drama.
Exposing students to as many things as you can so they find that thing that gets the fire in the belly and they just can't wait to do it, whatever it is. It could be
Exactly.
printing, it could be woodworking,
whatever.
it could be HVAC,
Yeah.
it could be graphic arts, it could be music, it could be anything. I
And
mean,
it's important that it's available
Yeah.
for them to catch.
I've always felt very strongly, of course, as going into education, but the whole idea of a comprehensive high school education, some places, unfortunately, it's lost today.
Yeah.
And we see the results of it. In those communities where it doesn't exist any longer, we don't have flourishing arts programs. And here we're fortunate that we keep things alive like that. And it's so important because kids need to see all different, aspects of life, because there's a lot more out there
You
than
never
just one or two
know
things.
until you're exposed to it.
That's right. You
And then
just don't
somebody
know.
sees it and says, wow, I'd like to try that, or I'd like to do that.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you both for coming on.
Oh, thank you.
pleasure.
This was,
Thanks for having us.
I know we went a little longer than we planned, but a little rundown memory and history, right?
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Memory lane, as they say. And we're preserving the past is what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
And bringing it into the future and using things like Facebook and social media and a website to get sponsors and let people know who you are and where you are.
Sure.
And that's just adapting into the, right? So back from 1910, and you're still playing some of the same music, right? At
Yeah, we have a
various
beautiful library of
concerts.
music. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't throw anything away.
No,
No.
no. We have everything in file cabinets.
I know what you mean.
In my garage.
Steve's house is full of music. Passed down.
All right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back, and we'll wrap this show up this Thursday afternoon. I'm sure lights are on downtown. You know, we were going to wait for the tree lighting, light everything up on the 7th, and then I said, why make people wait? So we have another tree that we put downtown. It's a real tree, but it was a test this year to see if we could plant it in the ground, not permanently. It's like Nova Scotia; they cut the tree and then put it in. So we have that tree to light.
Wow.
And next year we're DPW and the electricians this is their practice. So now they feel very confident we can get a big tree in there next year. So as soon as that's done, we'll be taking that down, and hopefully we got enough cold temperatures to put the ice rink back.
Yeah, hopefully.
So it'll be pretty interesting.
Here's hoping.
Yeah. Well, I don't get too excited about the weather anymore the older I get. But then when I think about, we do this thing where we bring music and food and drinks and stuff to Southeast Hill, Francis Drake, while the kids are sliding.
Yeah,
We set up music
that's
and
great.
lights. And
I love driving by there when the kids are sliding.
it's pretty cool. And last year, I think maybe we did it once.
Yeah.
And then we have a hay wagon that we take around. I did it once, but it's all weather, related and time, time in there too. So looking forward to the concert this Sunday afternoon at City Hall. Starts at 2 o'clock. Don't miss it. Taking a short break, and we'll be right back. We have lots to wrap up here.
Which leads us into our signature song, The Human Touch.
A beautiful piece by the Leominster, and, well, the Montechusett, because it's really the whole area, Montechusett Corral and Fuge. And beautiful concert this packed, and beautiful concert at City Hall last Sunday. So let me tell you about what's happening, just so you have a little rundown of things. Festival of Trees tonight, you can get until 5:30. Every other night, it's 5. The weekends are 11 to 3. We're going to be there till the 19th. Starting tomorrow, you can get the Leominster Lights calendar. That is a calendar that we have that people have volunteered their address and decorated their homes so you can drive by. So, you know, sometimes you're driving around 30 square miles, street after street, looking for decorations. Well, they're all right here. Not all of them, but people that chose to participate. So you have an interactive map, and you'll be able to ride around. You can go on Facebook at Leominster Community Development and download your map. Isn't that cool? Throw the kids in the car, little music, and travel around the city. Shoalin Farms Light Show. That's going to go till January 2nd, weather permitting, okay? Weather permitting, 5 to 9 every night. Christmas on Tolman Ave, same thing. Visit their Facebook page, Christmas on Tolman. And also Saturday, the 7th, this Saturday, at the Drake House at 10 in the morning, they're going to be doing tours, 10 to 1 o'clock. And they have wreaths for sale for the Energy Fund, hot beverages, etc. And then at 2 o'clock at the library, Mrs. Claus and drop-in crafts at the public library. Simultaneously, listen to this, simultaneously, there's going to be the Boston Saxophone Quartet. They're going to be performing in another section of the library. This is free. These accomplished musicians have performed with like Boston Pops, Boston Symphony, and the New England, in various New England theaters. And it's free and open to the public and no reservations. So then, at 3 o'clock sharp, the 19th annual winter stroll and tree lighting. There's music and bounce houses, crafts, games, foods, photos with Santa, and more. And then there'll be a light parade at 5 and a tree lighting ceremony right after that. So don't want to miss it. Yes, we'll be doing chestnuts again. Yes, we will. And then on Sunday, the 34th annual Leominster Colonial Band concert, which we just talked about. Next week, on the 11th, next week the 11th? I am totally messed up here on my dates. On the 11th, Family Gingerbread House decorating at City Hall. It's $15 a piece, but that's just, pays for the materials. Thursday, December 12th, Kids Holiday Gift Making at Barrett Park. It's $15 as well, $35 for non-residents. And then on the 13th, not this coming Friday, Poinsettia returns. You know who that is? That's the giant dinosaur that used to sit on the roof at Allen's. And that'll be at 6 o'clock p.m. And it'll come in by way of trailer. And we'll do pretty much what we did last year, from Carter Park down to Main Street to Allen's. And then Gingerbread House Workshop at the Public Library on the 14th. The Sunday, December 15th, will be in the Neshoba Valley Concert Band. December 15th, also at night, see what I'm talking about? How much is going on? 4 to 5 o'clock is Caroling on the Common. Wednesday, December 18th, you'll get to decorate a winter solstice lantern. And listen to this. On the 20th, which is the winter solstice, they're doing a winter solstice lantern walk. So you'll be able to make your lantern and then bring it to the conservation area on the 20th to do the walk. Is anything better than that? Okay, I'm not done yet. The 18th is the Thayer Conservatory Christmas concert. It'll be the Thayer Chorus, Rose, Thorn, and Fiddle, and the Youth Ensemble of New England. It's free. It's not this Wednesday, the following Wednesday at 6:30. Then there's a cookie swap at the Senior Center on the 19th. And I'm telling you, it just keeps going. There's no stopping. Light show again at Shoalin Farm, 5 to 9 at night. There's about 50 trees at the Festival of Trees. Tomorrow will be the last day we're picking up yard waste on the curb. So after that, you can bring it across from Walmart on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 11 to 3. Free trees for soldiers and military veterans and active duty members. That's starting November 29th, so right now you can go up there and get a free tree. Fill the cruiser with the police department the 7th and 8th, 11 to 4 at Target. Let me find that other slide in here. And then we're going to do slides. Gingerbread. Oh, yeah, next, don't forget, next Thursday, 5:30 to 6:30. Don't come in at 6:30, we're going to be done. 5:30 to 6:30, it's a live Santa call-in show, and you just call the number right there that we put up on the screen. And then you're invited to a celebration. Our own Leominster High School, Miss Maggie Leighton, she is Miss America Teen. She's Miss Massachusetts Teen. She's going to be competing for Miss America Teen. And on December 14th, they're doing a big kickoff party from 3 to 5 in the afternoon at City Hall. So come and support her. Also on the 14th, boy, this is a busy day, 14th. Breakfast with Santa. It's a free event exclusively for families with individuals who have a disability or specific sensory needs. That's 8 to 10. And again, as I said, caroling on the Common, 4 to 5 on the 15th. So we have a lot going on here, and it doesn't end. And if you're somebody that still likes things in paper format, right here. It's called It's Happening in Leominster, and it's a whole month-long look at everything, little stories in here and things that are happening around town. And you can get a printed copy at City Hall, a few other businesses, or if you have Facebook, you can go to It's Happening in Leominster. Let's do slides, guys. Little sip of water here. Do I have my clicker, or are you guys clicking from out back?
It's right in front, underneath the piece of paper.
Oh. Ready? 748, the number of people that have tested positive for COVID in the last 7 days in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. 7 cases here in Leominster, 11 deaths, 1 is too many. It's bathtub party day. If you ever gone to a party, we're like, yeah, well, party's in the bathtub. But I have been, like, had my own little party in there, turn the radio on, it's cold out, and you fill the tub up and kick back and maybe take a nap in there with the radio going, huh? That's like a party. It's like a me party. We're having a me party. It's Celebrate Shelter Pets Day, International Ninja Day, International Volunteer Day, National Blue Jeans Day, and National AFL-CIO Day, and Walt Disney Day. In 1973, believe it or not, Paul McCartney and Wings released Band on the Run. I used to think it was Man on the Run. Man on the Run. 1974, it was the final episode of Monty Python. I never watched it. Did you? You did. 1988, a federal grand jury indicts the PTL Club founder, Christian evangelist Jimmy Baker. In 2006, Audrey Hepburn's title black dress from the movie Breakfast at Tiffany's sold for $923,000. I would have sold you one of my old shirts and ties for $823,000. I mean, and then 2008, former NFL star O.J. Simpson is sentenced to 33 years in prison for kidnapping and armed robbery. He sold his own stuff. And 2018, National Day of Mourning for former President, U.S. George H.W. Bush, as he lies in state at the Capitol Rotunda in Washington, D.C. All right, let's do pictures of the week. There we are, Habitat for Humanity has another house on 10th Street. They'll be building the house. Our own Center for Technical Education will be there, building the house. They'll do most of the work, but it's a great group, this Habitat for Humanity. It's quite something to participate. And you can see the commitment from the volunteers. And then lightning rod, installing the lightning rod. Look at that. That's like, there are easier, no, it's like Stairway to Heaven. Remember the movie, remember the song, Stairway to Heaven? Look at that lift. They got to be up about 100 feet. And let's see, huge turnout at the Breakfast of the Bands. It was good. It's good to see everybody come together. It really is. It's fun, well organized. Bought a lot of raffle tickets, didn't win anything. I don't know how many tickets I bought. See, my theory is throw them all in one, and then you got a good chance of winning. I don't know, I must have spent, I don't even know how much, a lot. Anyway, goes to a good cause. Burridge Ave neighborhood meeting. They are flood prone down there, and we're trying to come up with a plan to eliminate the flooding, even when it's not, the storm of 2023. They get flooding. And the Material Girls were amongst the trees. And it was funny because Wendy said that people came in to see the Festival of Trees, and you had the quilt group in there, and they were fascinated by their sewing machines and the patterns and what they were doing. And so it was a cross what would you call it? Whatever the word. It was a cross connection that day.
Crossover?
A crossover, yeah. Great job by the Montechusett Chorale. Can't say enough about the concert. Every seat in the house was full. Every chair was full. The balconies were full. It was just wonderful. Put me in the spirit. The first real snow of the season for 2024. And yeah, it kind of made everything look nice, didn't it? I like little storms like that where the roads and the sidewalks are clear after. I like that. And Santa, I know him. And there's Santa down at Carter Park. We had him downtown, but we decided it's too much for the new park downtown. It's too much going on. So we decided, let's give Santa a new home. And the feedback so far is excellent. And yeah, I said this. So when we did the renovation of the, what did I take? A throat lozenge. Let me just pop one open here, guys. We had this beautiful blue spruce in front of the library. And when we did the addition, renovation, expansion, we had Susan Shelton come over and said, I got bad news. And I said, wow, you know that beautiful blue spruce that is across the street that you love? And I said, yeah. She says, it's got to come out. And I said, no way. Yep. But we're going to put another one back. And I said, as long as it's good size. We don't have 50 years to wait for this thing to grow. That thing, the flagpole next to it is about 25 or 30 feet. That tree is already 25 or 30 feet. Isn't that amazing? It just grew. It's like it knew that we needed it to grow. They put all those lights on it. And a friend of mine called me yesterday and said, come up over the hill on Mesh Street. And he said, I saw that tree. And for some reason, I just love the blue lights on that tree. And a little glimpse of our lights. Beautiful new park, all lit up for the holidays. And grab some hot chocolate and come down and listen from your car. You don't even have to get out. And don't forget the light and sound show up at Shoalin Farms every night. They're going to go till January. Pretty cool, huh? And happy 90th to Joe Baldessari. He was 90 years old. We went to his birthday party, and he was dancing till the wee hours of the morning. So hopefully we'll see you on Saturday. We will be roasting castañas or chestnuts and having a good time and putting our float together. Get some of it. You wait and you see. I mean, we don't have the biggest electric light parade in the world or anything, but it's pretty cool. I got to say, it's pretty cool. Are you guys filming it? All right. The truck's not in it, but you're filming it. Beautiful. So anybody that can't get out will still be able to participate. And that's the nice thing about cable TV and LTV is maybe you couldn't get to the game, but you can watch it. Maybe you couldn't get to any of the events that are going on, the concerts, the Montechusett Chorale, or the Colonial Band concert. Maybe you can't get to those, but you can watch them right here at LTV. All right, I think we're, what's that say, another 50 seconds? So thank you. I think we got a lot done tonight in an hour. And hope to see you around. There's a lot of events going on. We'll be back here next Thursday with Santa. It's a very important night. Santa books this a year in advance. He will be here. We are very excited. And you'll be able to call from 8:30, I'm sorry, 8:30. What am I talking about? 4:30 to 5:30. 5:30 to 6:30. Let's get this start over again. 5:30 to 6:30. I've got all these dates and things up in my brain from memory. So next Thursday, 5:30 to 6:30, Santa live right here. We got to go. Thanks. Good night. God bless you. Remember, the world is run by those who show up. You got to show up. Thank you to the crew back there who flawlessly performed flawlessly for this 1 millionth show here at Inside Leominster. Good night.
Inside Leominster is brought to you in part through the generous support of N.P. Crowley Company Incorporated and by DeCicco Insurance Agency Incorporated, DeCiccoInsuranceAgency.com, and by Enterprise Bank. Enterprise Bank creates success. EnterpriseBanking.com.
This is LTV.